Sarvebhyah. I am Love Sharma. I am from the Hindu Hub organization. Today we have with us Mahamahopadhyah and Shastra Bhaskara, Acharya Korada Subrahmanyam. He is a scholar in Vedas, Vedangas, Darshanas, etc. Today in this interview, we will be touching on Karma Siddhanta, paap-punya, and how these are impacting us in day-to-day life. Namo Namo Acharya. As we know that today's topic is Karma Siddhanta, let's start with that same question. So what is Karma Siddhanta?
Yadayu swastina indro vardhashravaah swastina posha vishwavedaah swastina starkshyo arishtanemihi swastino brahaspatir dadhatu om shanti shanti shanti. Ayushman Bhava Sharma. Actually, the Indian culture or Arya Sanskriti or Bharatiya Sanskriti is dependent upon four pillars: Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha. There, we strongly believe we have very strong base. I shall quote from Vedas and Vedangas. Okay, that for a person's sukha and dukkha or comforts and worries, roughly you can say, the karma that is performed in the earlier incarnations is the cause. What does it mean? If a person, roughly you may take it as Newton's third law of motion, if you want. Otherwise, originally it is here that depending upon punya karma, one will have comforts and sukham rather, and depending upon the papa karma one has performed, he will have the difficulties or worries or all kinds of problems in the lifetime. So the karma that is actually earned during the early incarnations is called sanchita karma, and a part of that, one becomes a sannyasi or a mokshu, whatever it is, one has to undergo the prarabdha karma that cannot be stopped. But once one gets jnanam, jnanadnika dagdha karmani, as it is said in Bhagavad Gita, the sanchita karma is burnt. So thereafter, the person who became a jnani or brahma or merging the jivatma into paramatma is called moksha. So if one does not believe in Karma Siddhanta, then he has to show us the reason as to why different people have got different kinds of comforts and worries. Therefore, unless and until someone from any corner of the globe comes before us and shows, yes, I do not believe in Karma Siddhanta, but so-and-so is the cause of all these vicissitudes. Okay, then until then. So now, all the entire world believes in Karma Siddhanta, whether they like it or not. This is briefly about Karma Siddhanta. Whatever a person does, karma, punya karma or paap karma, his comforts and worries depend upon respectively.
My another question is very on the similar lines, that how are the papa and punya described and defined in the Shastras?
See, if you actually in Veda, they are discussed in many places. The entire discussion itself is almost, you can say, about this papa and punya. If you take Taitri Yarnikam Apanya Padakesha Sahatatrateyo Nijajana Mrtva Punarmrityumapadyante, etc. So depending on the karma only, these people are born sometimes due to the papa they committed, without hands, without legs, without hair, and so on and so forth. Similarly, in Chandogya Upanishad, it is clearly stated that Ramaniya Charanaha, that is those people who performed punyam, will be born in as a human being, in maybe in a Brahmana yoni or Kshatriya yoni, etc. And those Kapuya Charanaha here means those people who performed the papa karmas will be born as a dog, pig, and so on. So even in Garuda Puranam, etc., you will clearly see which karma would cause which kind of life and what kind of result. For example, if someone is going to steal the fruits, leaves, etc. from others' premises, that means without their permission, then he will be born as a parrot or as a monkey and so on. Similarly, as far as punyam is concerned, actually, let me quote Vedavyasa, which is taken even by Bhartrhari and Kumarala Bhatta in Vakyapadiyam and Shlokavartikam. Idam punyamidam papam ityetasmin padadvaye ajandalam manushyanam alpam shastra prayojanam. Actually, to distinguish between punyam and papa, okay, one does not need the help of Shastras. Even a Chandala who doesn't have any kind of, totally illiterate, also knows, oh, this is punya and this is papa. Okay, so similarly in Jyotisham, if you take, you asked for pramanas. Yes, in Jyotisham, it is clearly stated by Varaha Mihiracharya in Brahadjatakam that the Jataka Chakram or the Janma Kundali or the horoscope is nothing but a statement of the punya and papa one committed during earlier incarnations. Even Kalidasa in Uttara Kalamritam says, punyam vapyatha papa rupam api va karma arjitam pragbhave, and so on. So at the same time, Jyotisham also says, janmantarakritam papam vyadhi rupena bhathate tachantiraushadhairdanaihi japa homa surachanaihi. Whatever papa a person had committed during earlier incarnations, okay, will come and make him suffer from so many kinds of diseases. Some of the diseases cannot be even named. Then what to do? You have to perform Shanti. What is Shanti? Shanti is just the intensity of the pain due to the disease can be reduced to some extent. But no question of wiping out. Nivarana is not there. Avashyam anubhavtavyam kritam karma shubhashubham. Another shastra. So Shanti will be there. That is Graha Shanti. Tat Shantihi, Aushadhaihi, he may consume some medicines. Danaihi, some donations he may offer to a Vipra. Japa, Homa, Surachana, all these things will be helpful in reducing the pain of a person who has committed so many kinds of papas. For punyam, what happens? See, what happens is actually there are 12 bhavas in an horoscope. Physical structure, then good memory power, good svabhava, nature, health, wealth, education, longevity, okay, and having good buddhi, that is kind of good paropagara buddhi, it is called. Okay, all these things he will have, and he may not be suffering due to debts, etc. Shatru, Raga, Rana, these problems also will not be there. What happens is someone asked Vedavyasa, who can study these 18 Puranas? So vast. So what, just to give us the essence of 18 Puranas. Then Vedavyasa replied, Ashtadasha Purananam saram saram samudhrutam paropakara punyaya papaya parapeedanam. Yes, the essence of the 18 Puranas can be given in just 2 sentences. If you help others, you will get punyam. If you hurt others, you will get papam. Okay, many people, without realizing that the karma is causing so many difficulties and all that, just to go on doing recklessly. No, I don't care for this nothing. But karma cares for you. You cannot escape without facing the karma. So at the end, how to get rid of this karma is just by getting jnanam. Jnana devata kaivalyam. Through jnana, one will get moksha without having asuya, without having irshya and all these things. Irshya is not having patience when someone is in a good position. Asuya is treating the gunas as doshas. That is called asuya. So irshya and asuya both are different. One should have anayasa. Anayasa means if one is getting tired by performing some dharmakarya, he is not supposed to perform that. That is more important. So such bodhadaya one should have irrespective of whether human being or animal or bird, irrespective of all these divisions, one should have kindness towards all creatures, including trees. That kind of discipline has to be maintained. So one should be very, very careful. If you do not perform any papa, if you do not accept one more tomato or buying them from the vegetable seller, how come you will get papa? You won't get papa. Deserve whatever you deserve, that only you accept. Do not accept anything that is free or that is earned illegally or forcibly or through committing theft or murder or something like that. So all these karmas will cause papa, and one has to face the consequences. There is no question of getting rid of these things without undergoing the whatever you call difficulties or problems, whatever you call.
Wonderful. Very good insight of it. On the similar lines, like we from the Shastras, everything it came like we need to respect every creature or every even environmental trees or everything. We value them, we respect them. It will in return it will help us in growing ourselves. So there are on this Papa Punya, there is one misconception of very confusing things I hear from surrounded that this Papa Punya is maintained by some kind of God, where and God is giving the result like a hurt and giving a reward or kind of punishing us. So it is actually controlled by some other entities. Is it like that from the Shastra perspective, or how this Papa Punya things works actually?
See, the question is this: these people misunderstood. There is one nyaya called Vaishamya Naigunya Nyaya in Shankara Bhashyam Vedanta. That means Ishvara doesn't have either kindness or enmity towards anybody. When there was the Mahabharata war, Sri Krishna was just a Sakshi. He was there. He was looking at what is happening. And it is destined that those people have to fight the war and die there. Okay, due to their karma. What Sri Krishna can do, what Sri Krishna will do. So neither Sri Krishna nor Sri Rama nor Shiva, any God Ishvara is not at all responsible for one's own karma. And whatever buddhi karmanusarani, according to the earlier karma only, in this incarnation, one will get that kind of buddhi also, that is born. So it is not proper to say, because we don't have any reason, there is no logic in saying that Ishvara will encourage someone to perform some punya karma and discourage someone from performing papa karma. No, it will not happen. And it is also clearly stated in Shastras. What is that? Apahaya nijam karma Krishna Krishneti vadinaha. Apahaya nijam karma Krishna Krishneti vadinaha. De harer dveshinaha dharmartham janmayadharehe. Hari is born just to protect the dharma. Dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. That is what he pledged. Isn't it? So when Sri Krishna was born, different avatars are there. Not only Sri Krishna, Sri Rama, etc. also you can take up. When he was born to protect the dharma, so whatever is mentioned in Vedas, Shastras, Darshanas, Puranas, etc., these people have to perform those punya karmas. They have to see yoga chittavritti devasaha. They have to control their mind from dvesha, irshya, asuya, and so on. And they have to maintain shaucham, satyam, tapas, etc. Without following all those things, simply if they sit down and say Krishna, 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 they hare dveshinaha. They are enemies of Hari. Why? Dharmartham janmayadharehe. Why Hari was born as in different avatars? He wanted to protect the dharma in every avatara. That was his duty. So whatever dharma is prescribed to you, you have to take care of it. Take it for example, ahimsa. Ahimsa is generally translated as non-violence. It is just a common man's sense. But ahimsa pratisthayam, okay, tat sannidhu vairatyaga. This is one sutram from Yoganushasana. If and only if you are following ahimsa, then the birds are enemies which are hostile to each other. For example, take a tiger and goat. Okay, and such kind of animals or birds, any pranis, which are hostile to each other, by nature they are hostile to each other. They should not fight with each other in your presence. Tat sannidhau vairatyagaha, they give up hostility. If such animals or birds give up hostility in your presence, that is called ahimsa. Then only you can claim you are following ahimsa. Like this. So these things are to be studied, preferably with a guru or acharya who studied well and who has given up, who has controlled his mind without irsya, asuya, dvesha, and all that, but full of jnanam. From him, you have to get the upadesha. He is to preach you, and you have to follow. Because clothes can be given, house can be given, anything can be given, but jnanam cannot be given by everybody. There are certain people who are called karanajanmanaha, they are born for that, and from them you are supposed to, you means X. Any person is supposed to get jnanam and then follow, then that will have its consequences. Okay, by and large, on the society. So people can have a peaceful living. There will not be many complaints. There will not be thefts. There will not be, I mean, the health is also controlled because mind is controlled. If mind is not controlled, manas is not controlled, anything, nothing can be controlled. If manas is polluted, all the five elements, earth is polluted, water is polluted, air is polluted, akash, everything is polluted because your mind is polluted. So first of all, what our sages taught us, what Vedas taught us is chitta shuddhi. You should maintain cleanliness of your mind and carefully go through the society facing the difficulties.
Thanks a lot. So actually, the whatever you said is actually very much aligned with what today's science is also psychology is saying that same thing. It also may make you focus, that make you aware that you watch your actions, because it will become your habit. Watch your habit, it will become your character, and this is how it will go on and on. And this is exactly what our Shastras says the same thing, that the paap-punya is actually impacting you in a subtle level, and it not only helps you in a mentally, but from the mental it has a potential to impact you physically, by financially or any other mean. So do you want to add some more data on that, like from Shastras, that how what Shastra says on other aspect of the subtle behavior on Svabhav?
Actually, the so nowadays, what you said earlier, just to add that, now people in the world have come to the decision. For example, why a person gets cancer. The International Medical Association says it is bad luck. That means what they mean is it is luck only. And recently, I have seen one news that in business, some people are successful, and not everybody is not successful. The same kind of level of intelligence, the same kind of effort, the same kind of labor at the same level, everything is maintained. But why everyone is not successful in that? What is your answer? Then they have arrived. Actually, they need not do research because we have ready-made answers in our Vedas, Shastras, and Darshanas. So they have arrived at it is luck. What do you mean by luck? Adrushtam. So you may say Drishta Prayojanam or Drishta Prayojanam. For example, we also had in mind what is Swarga and Narka, these things are. It is clearly stated in Vedas. Vedas are not authored by human beings. They have emanated from the mouth of Brahman. This is clearly stated in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Asya va mahato bhotasya nishvasitam yad rigvedaha, yajurvedaha, samavedaha, athat, etc. So there is no chance of having any kind of error. So when Veda says something, what does Veda say? Yudhishtomena Swarga moyajeta. There is Swarga, one thing called. If you want to achieve Swarga, if you want to go and enjoy in Swarga, that is temporarily, no doubt about it. Then you have to perform Yudhishtomena. Similarly, Dashi Purnamasa Swarga ka moyajeta. Darsha and Purnamasa, new moon day and full moon day, and those there is certain procedure to be followed to attain Swarga. Like that it is said. Similarly, in Shastras also, you refer to Darshanas, Vedangas, and all that. Do you know that those everybody cannot author a Vedanga or a Darshana? No. It is possible only for a rishi, aparoksha darshine, who can see the things that are were in the past, at present day, which are there, and in the future what is going to happen through yogi pratyaksham, roughly clairvoyance. Yogi pratyaksham or divya drishti gives a capacity. This is actually described in Yoganashasana. People who are interested can study Yoganashasana. Yoga means not simply just asanas and pranayama. Many things are there. So through yogi pratyaksham, these rishis had given us the message, clear-cut message. Since they do not have selfishness, they don't want any kind of hak or rights, etc., patent rights, etc. We can trust them. They strictly follow tapas. They do tapas. Ascetic life they have been leading. Therefore, whatever they said, and you now believe, you means the entire world. There may be one or two exceptions. Do not take them into consideration. They do believe in Ayurveda. They do believe in Yoga Anushasanam. They do believe in Paniniya Vyakaranam. Then, so all the other Shastras also, it is Mimamsa, Vedanta, whatever it is there, they got Pratyaksha Dharmanaha, they are called. Dharma was a Pratyaksha to them. They could see Dharma and Adharma, which we cannot. We are simply here to just represent, say whatever is said in the books. So people should realize, should believe in whatever is said by Maharshis without any selfishness. So following their path that is shown by those people with a clean mind, with yogi pratyaksham, one would actually flourish in the life and will get more and more peace of mind. Okay, and good health. Health means mentally, physically, and socially well-being. That is called health. Today, people are suffering. People have everything. That is 99%. People have everything except health. Why the situation? So these things are clearly explained in Bhagavatam also. In Kali Yuga, people think with ahankara, ego, I can do this, I can do that, I have done this, I have done that. Actually, the karma you have performed is coming in the form of a result. You are just nimitta matra. You are just there. Somebody should be there. So you are there. This is the just brief essence of what you asked for Vedas, Vedangas, and Darshanas. Today, with regard to this papa and punya, or Karma Siddhanta, or Swarga, Narka, Drishta, all these things.
Super. Actually, you have covered all my subsequent questions also at the same time by giving answer on the previous one. And I'm amazed in that sense that because in that age with the simplicity, they could have managed to influence in today's generation. Where in case of today's influencer, they are not even making a dent to the next generation. Where in this rishi, they are influencing from since they started with the simplicity till here, which is like a wonderful and amazed on being that how simplicity wins over the coolness or the controlling behavior. So thanks for shedding light on all these areas. It was very useful for me, and I'm sure for the viewers also on who is watching this video. I thanks to you, your time. I have many different topics based on your answer, like yoga, other topics which we may need to cover on the next subsequent videos. But I will probably, this can be a shorter video for the karma and this part. Thanks a lot, Acharya. If anything else,
तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति।
धन्यवाद।